Hi everyone, I'm Miss Lydia from the Boston Library. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's craft project is a reverse tie-dye. So we're actually going to be taking black t-shirts and bleaching them and then using tie-dye to create something that looks more like fireworks on the shirts. I thought it would be appropriate for the 4th of July. This project does take a couple of days, so I'm going to try to post this a little early so that you do have at least a 24-hour turnaround if you want to have your shirt ready for the 4th of July. So I have two black t-shirts here. I have a bleach spray that I've mixed up, so it's just 1 part bleach to 2 parts water. And so I used 1/3 of a cup of bleach and 2/3 of a cup of water. You do want to be careful anytime you're working with bleach that you're not wearing clothes that could get stained. You're going to want gloves when you're actually working with the bleach, and make sure that you protect your eyes. And I also have my tie-dye kit and my rubber bands. So I have two plain black shirts here. I'm going to go with 2 different techniques. So the first one is going to create 2 different spots on it. So basically what I'm going to do is create 2 spirals. I'm going to pinch a section in the middle, and I'm just going to twist it. And it doesn't matter which direction you go, but you can just create a little spiral, and then I'm going to take another spot lower in the shirt and I'm going to twist it the other way. So this should create 2 spirals, and you can do it a couple of times, try to get it the way that you want it to look. And then I'm going to kind of leave that just like that. The second one I'm going to do are my more traditional spiral, so I just want one center spiral like I have on right now. So I'm going to take, same thing, pinch in the middle, and I'm going to twist it, but this time I'm going to twist all the way around. And I'm going to gather in my sides. And that's where my rubber bands come in handy. So I'm going to take my rubber bands, once I have my twist pretty tight, and sometimes you do have to mess with it a little bit to try to get it nice and tight, you're going to actually pick that up and start rubber banding it in sections. Once I have my full spiral rubber banded off and I have my other spiral the way I want it to look, I'm going to make sure that my spray bottle is going to mist. I'm going to mix up my bleach spray and I'm going to start spritzing. The one with the rubber bands, you can get pretty well soaked, and you can turn it over and do the other side as well. And then we're going to let that process until the color looks about right. And then this one, you can go a little lighter on. And then we're just going to kind of let it process for probably a few minutes. Kind of wait and see. We want it to be light enough that it's going to take the dye. So if you have to do more bleach, it's okay. It depends on, to some extent, how much polyester is in the fabric. If there's more polyester, it's going to be more color fast. So it's going to be harder to get the color out. And then we're going to let those sit for a little bit. I've washed and dried both shirts, and you can see what I ended up with here. I'm really happy with the color saturation of this shirt, so I'm not going to actually add in anything on that one. But I do want to see how it looks if I add in some blue. So I've mixed up my blue tie-dye right here. And because the blue tie-dye is not really going to take into the black spots, I'm just going to actually saturate the entire shirt with it and then let it sit. So I'm going to go ahead and just squirt a lot of that blue on there. Now remember to wear gloves when you're doing this too, because this will stain. And it depends on how you want it to turn out. If you want to flip it over and try to saturate the other side, that's what my other side looks like right now. So I'm probably going to add in a little bit there. And then because I'm going for a slightly faded look on this, I'm probably not going to let this tie-dye sit in that long. Typically on the box it recommends about 6 to 8 hours to let it sit. That's up to you. You can let it sit for up to 24 hours if you want a really dark color too, a really saturated color. I'm probably going to let this sit for maybe about 3 hours. Then I'm going to rinse it carefully in the sink and then wash it again. Like I said, I was happy with the saturation on that one, so I'm going to leave that shirt as it is. So I have my plastic bag here. I'm just going to take my t-shirt and pop it right in there and let it sit for a few hours. And then I will wash it out. Here's a look at the final product. So the tank top, I just used the bleach on and it lifted it out to that red color, so I didn't end up using any dye on that one. The t-shirt, after I washed it, had a little bit more blue than I wanted, so I ended up actually doing another spiral and another light bleach treatment on that one to get a more three-dimensional look, and that's the way it turned out after I washed it. If you end up trying this project out, we'd love to see pictures of your final product. You can post those below. If you have any questions, let me know, and happy 4th of July.